On a freezing Detroit winter, a 12-year-old girl was pedaling home from school, her yellow cardigan the only bright thing in the gray snow. She had homework waiting, a shift at the corner store in 2 hours, and a mom working doubles just to keep the lights on. As she cut through the park, she saw an old man on a bench, hand reaching out into empty air, trembling and forgotten. She hesitated. She had responsibilities. She had problems of her own. But something made her stop. What she didn't know was that the old man was a billionaire who'd lost everything, and that one small act of kindness would pull her into a dangerous fight against corporate corruption that would change both their lives forever. Before we dive deeper into the story, tell me, where are you listening from? And don't forget to subscribe so I can share more incredible stories with you tomorrow. Detroit winter doesn't ask permission. It just takes. The wind sliced through the streets like a knife, sharp enough to make people duck their heads and move faster. Snow fell in lazy spirals, but there was nothing peaceful about it. Every flake felt like a tiny blade. On a park bench sat Arthur Langley. His coat hung off him like it belonged to someone bigger, someone who still existed. His face was hidden under days of stubble, gray and patchy. He was shaking, but not from the cold. It was something deeper. Something that lived in his bones now. People walked past. Hundreds of them. Not one stopped. Not one looked. Their eyes slid right over him like he was part of the bench. Maybe he was. Maybe that's all he'd become. Arthur used to own this city. He built towers that scraped the sky. He signed checks that changed lives. Boardrooms went silent when he spoke. Now he couldn't remember how he got here. Couldn't remember where here even was. His hand trembled as he reached into his coat pocket. He pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. Old notes. Numbers that meant nothing anymore. He stared at them like they might explain something. They didn't. His mind was fog. Thick and heavy. Memories slipped through his fingers before he could hold them. He remembered power. He remembered respect. But those felt like dreams now. Like stories someone told him about a different man. The snow piled up on his boots. He didn't move to brush it off. What was the point? The world had forgotten him. He was just another invisible body taking up space. But somewhere in the fog, a thought pushed through. A hope. Small and stupid and childish. Maybe someone would stop. Maybe someone would see him. Just once. He wanted to be seen again. Arthur's chest tightened. Not from the cold. From the emptiness. The kind that money never filled. The kind that power only made worse. He'd spent his whole life building, and now he had nothing. No family. No friends. No one who remembered his name. The park bench creaked under him. His body felt heavier than it should. Like gravity wanted to pull him down into the earth and be done with it. A woman rushed past, her phone pressed to her ear. A man jogged by, headphones in, face blank. A couple walked together, laughing about something Arthur couldn't hear. None of them saw him. He was a ghost in his own city. Arthur's hand reached out. Just a little. Just enough. His fingers stretched toward the path where people walked. It was automatic. Desperate. The gesture of a man who'd run out of options. He didn't expect anyone to take it. But he reached anyway. Sky's bike will hit a patch of ice and she almost went down. She caught herself, feet scraping the ground. Her yellow cardigan was the only bright thing on the entire street. Everything else was white or gray or dead. She wasn't supposed to be out here. Her mom needed her at home in an hour. But school let out early and Sky took the long way. She always took the long way. Home was too quiet. Too heavy. Her mom worked doubles at the diner. Breakfast shift. Dinner shift. Sometimes both. Sky helped when she could. Dishes. Laundry. The bills her mom left on the counter with notes that said, maybe next week. The park was empty. No kids. No dogs. Just white silence. Then she saw him. The old man on the bench. She'd seen him before. Always in the same spot. But today something felt wrong. He was reaching. His hand was out in the air like he was trying to grab something that wasn't there. Sky slowed her bike. Her chest went tight. She should keep going. She should get home. She had things to do. Her mom was counting on her. But the old man's hand was still reaching. Sky stopped. She got off her bike and walked toward him. Her sneakers crunched in the snow. When she got close, she could see his eyes. They were lost. Like he was looking at the world through dirty glass. "Are you okay, mister?" Her voice cut through the air. Small but clear. Arthur blinked. Slowly. Like he was waking up from somewhere far away. His eyes tried to focus on her. It took him a few seconds. His voice cracked. "I don't know." Sky's heart dropped. She'd never heard someone sound that broken. Not even her mom after the eviction notice. She knelt down next to him. The snow soaked through her jeans instantly. Cold bit into her knees. She didn't care. "When's the last time you ate?" Arthur stared at her. His mouth opened but nothing came out. Sky looked around. No one was coming. No one was going to help. It was just her. She thought about her mom. About the rent. About the shift she was supposed to cover at the corner store tomorrow. About the math homework sitting on her kitchen table. Then she looked at Arthur's face again. "Can you stand?" Arthur nodded. "Barely." Sky stood up and held out her hand. Arthur stared at it like he didn't understand what it meant. Then, slowly, his shaking fingers wrapped around hers. His grip was weak. His whole body was weak. But he held on. Sky pulled. Arthur rose to his feet, unsteady, like a building that forgot how to stand. He swayed. Sky caught him with her other hand. "I'm taking you somewhere warm," she said. Arthur's eyes met hers. For the first time, there was something in them. Not hope. Not yet. But something close. Recognition. Someone had seen him. Sky's bike wasn't built for two people. It wasn't built for one person anymore. The chain rattled. The seat was cracked. But it was all she had. Arthur leaned against her as they walked to the bike. His weight pressed down on her shoulder. He was lighter than he looked. Like he was disappearing from the inside out. "Can you sit on the back?" Sky asked. Arthur nodded. He didn't speak. Maybe he couldn't. She helped him onto the rear rack. It groaned under his weight. Arthur's hands gripped the sides of the seat. His knuckles were white. Sky swung her leg over and started pedaling. The bike lurched forward. Arthur swayed but held on. The wind hit them immediately. Sky's eyes watered. Her legs burned after the first block. The yellow cardigan did nothing against the cold. She could feel Arthur shaking behind her. She had no plan. That was the truth. She didn't know where to take him. The hospital would ask questions she couldn't answer. The police would ask more. She couldn't take him home. Her mom would lose it. They barely had enough for themselves. But she'd made a promise. She'd said, somewhere warm. And Sky didn't break promises. Her mind raced as she pedaled. The corner store where she worked wouldn't let her bring him in. Mrs. Chen already gave her looks when she took too long on breaks. The library closed at 5. The church was 10 blocks away and Father Mike would call someone. He always called someone. Sky's apartment was the only option. It was terrible. It was risky. But it was all she had. She turned left on Maple Street. 3 more blocks. Her thighs screamed. The bike wobbled. Arthur's grip tightened. "Hold on," Sky said through gritted teeth. Her mom wouldn't be home until midnight. That gave her 6 hours. 6 hours to figure out what to do with a man she didn't know. A man who looked like he was halfway to dead. What was she doing? This was insane. She had homework. She had a shift tomorrow morning. She had her own problems. Big ones. The kind that kept her up at night staring at the ceiling. But Arthur's hand had been reaching. And nobody stopped. Nobody but her. The bike hit a pothole. Arthur almost fell. Sky caught the handlebars and steadied them. Her heart hammered in her chest. 2 more blocks. She thought about the eviction notice taped to their door last month. Her mom had cried in the bathroom for an hour. Sky sat outside the door listening. They were 1 bad week away from losing everything. And now she was bringing home a stranger. 1 more block. Sky's building came into view. Gray concrete. Broken intercom. Graffiti on the side that said things she'd stopped reading years ago. She pulled up to the entrance and stopped. Her legs shook as she got off. Arthur sat there, staring at nothing. "We're here," Sky said. Her voice was quieter now. Uncertain. Arthur looked at the building. Then at her. His eyes were clearer than before. Like something inside him was waking up. "Why?" he whispered. Sky didn't have an answer. Not a good one. So she just told the truth. Because nobody else did. Getting Arthur up the stairs was worse than the bike ride. He missed the first step twice. Sky had to grab his arm and pull. His breathing came out in short gasps that turned to fog in the cold air. "1 step," Sky said. "Just 1." Arthur lifted his foot. It took everything he had. His leg shook. But he made it. Good. Now another. They moved like that. 1 step at a time. Sky counted them out loud. 14 steps to the 2nd floor. Each one felt like a small war. By the time they reached the landing, sweat dripped down Sky's back despite the cold. Arthur leaned against the wall, chest heaving. His face had gone pale. Gray around the edges. Almost there, Sky lied. They still had the hallway. Then the door. Then getting him inside. She fished her keys out of her pocket. Her hands were shaking. From cold. From fear. From the weight of what she'd done. The key slid into the lock. The door opened. The apartment smelled like old coffee and the lavender spray her mom used to cover up the mold. It was small. Kitchen bled into the living room. 2 bedrooms. 1 bathroom. Sky's room was smaller than most people's closets. She guided Arthur to the couch. He collapsed onto it like someone had cut his strings. His eyes closed immediately. Sky stood there, breathing hard, staring at him. A stranger. In her home. On her couch. What had she done? Her phone buzzed. She pulled it out. A text from her mom. Working late. Leftover soup in fridge. Love you, baby. Relief flooded through her. Then guilt. Her mom was working herself to death and Sky was here playing hero with some random old man. She looked at Arthur. His chest rose and fell. Slow but steady. He was asleep. Or unconscious. She couldn't tell. Sky moved to the kitchen. Her shift at the store started in 2 hours. Mrs. Chen needed her to stock shelves before the evening rush. If she called out, she might not get another shift this week. And they needed that money. Needed it bad. But Arthur needed her too. She filled a pot with water and put it on the stove. The soup her mom made was mostly broth. Probably not enough. But it was something. While the soup heated, Sky grabbed a blanket from her room. It was thin. Full of holes. But it was warm. She draped it over Arthur. He didn't move. She pulled out her phone again. Stared at Mrs. Chen's number. Her thumb hovered over the call button. If she missed this shift, they'd be short $40. $40 was groceries. Was the electric bill. Was the difference between making it and not making it. Arthur stirred. His hand twitched. His lips moved but no sound came out. Sky made the call. Mrs. Chen. It's Sky. I can't make it tonight. I'm sorry. It's a family emergency. Mrs. Chen's voice came through sharp and cold. You missed last week too. I know. I'm sorry. Don't bother coming tomorrow either. The line went dead. Sky's stomach dropped. She just lost her job. Just like that. $40 a week gone. Maybe more. She looked at Arthur. Still asleep. Still breathing. Still taking up space in her life she couldn't afford. The soup started to bubble. Sky turned off the stove and poured some into a bowl. Her hands weren't shaking anymore. They were steady. Cold. Numb. She sat down next to the couch and waited for Arthur to wake up. Outside, the snow kept falling. Arthur's eyes opened at 9 p.m. He stared at the ceiling like he'd never seen one before. Then his head turned slowly toward Sky. She was sitting on the floor, back against the wall, watching him. Where am I? His voice was rough. Barely there. My apartment. You need to eat. Sky stood and grabbed the bowl of soup. It was cold now but she didn't care. She handed it to him. Arthur's hands shook as he took it. He brought the bowl to his lips and drank. Not like someone hungry. Like someone who'd forgotten how. He finished half and set it down. Thank you. Sky nodded. She didn't know what else to say. The silence stretched between them. Heavy. Awkward. Why did you help me? Arthur asked. I don't know. It was the truth. She didn't know. It was stupid. It cost her a job. It might cost her more. Arthur studied her face. You're young. 12. Too young to be carrying this. Sky almost laughed. I've been carrying stuff my whole life. Arthur's eyes shifted. Like he understood. Like he'd carried things too. What's your name? He asked. Sky. I'm Arthur. He paused. I think. You think? My memory isn't what it was. His hand went to his head. Things are unclear. Sky sat back down on the floor. This was getting worse. Not only did she bring home a stranger, she brought home a stranger who didn't even remember who he was. Do you remember anything? She asked. Arthur closed his eyes. Pieces. Buildings. Meetings. Money. His face tightened. Losing everything. What happened? I don't know. His voice cracked. I just remember being someone. Being important. Then I wasn't. Sky's chest tightened. She knew that feeling. Being invisible. Being nothing. Her phone buzzed again. Another text from her mom. Home soon. You okay? Panic shot through her. Her mom would be home in an hour. Maybe less. And Arthur was on their couch. You can't be here when my mom gets home, Sky said quickly. Arthur looked at her. Where should I go? I don't know. But she can't see you. She'll freak out. We'll both freak out. Arthur tried to stand. His legs gave out. He dropped back onto the couch hard. His face went white. I can't, he whispered. I'm sorry. I can't move. Sky's mind raced. She could hide him. Her room? No. Too small. Her mom would hear him. The bathroom? Worse. The building had a basement, but it was locked and full of rats. She had no options. None. Please, Arthur said. His eyes met hers. I'll leave in the morning. I promise. Just let me rest tonight. Sky wanted to scream. This was too much. She was 12. She had school. She had bills. She had a mother who was one breakdown away from giving up completely. But Arthur's eyes were desperate. The same desperation she'd seen on the bench. The same desperation she'd seen in her own mirror. Fine, she said. But you stay quiet. If my mom finds you, I'm in trouble. Real trouble. Arthur nodded. I understand. Sky heard footsteps in the hallway. Heavy. Tired. Her mom's footsteps. She grabbed the soup bowl and ran to the kitchen. Shoved it in the sink. Turned off the light in the living room. Threw another blanket over Arthur. Don't move. Don't breathe loud. Nothing. The key turned in the lock. Sky's heart pounded in her chest as the door opened and her mother walked in. Sky's mom dropped her purse on the counter. Her face was exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes. Hair pulled back in a messy bun. Hey baby, she said. Her voice was flat. Worn down. Hey mom. Her mom moved to the fridge. Opened it. Stared inside like the answer to everything was in there. She grabbed a water bottle and closed it. You eat? Yeah. Her mom nodded. She didn't ask what. She was too tired to ask. That's what Sky was counting on. I'm going to bed. Early shift tomorrow. Her mom paused at the hallway. You good? I'm good. Her mom's eyes lingered for a second. Like she wanted to say something. Then she turned and walked to her room. The door clicked shut. Sky waited. Counted to 60. Then another 60. She heard her mom's bed creak. Heard the sound of her shifting under the covers. She moved back to the living room. Arthur was exactly where she left him. Eyes closed. Chest rising and falling. But he was awake. She could tell. She's asleep, Sky whispered. Arthur's eyes opened. I'm sorry. Stop saying that. She sat on the floor again. Her body ached. Exhaustion pressed down on her like a weight. She wanted to sleep. She wanted this day to end. But she couldn't. Not yet. You said you remember pieces, Sky said quietly. What pieces? Arthur stared at the ceiling. His jaw worked like he was chewing on words. I built this city, he said finally. His voice was distant. Like he was talking to himself. I built it with my hands. With my mind. Sky frowned. What do you mean? Buildings. Businesses. I created them. Hundreds of people worked for me. Thousands. He paused. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe none of it was real. It sounds real. Does it? Arthur's eyes shifted to her. Then where did it go? Where did everyone go? Sky didn't have an answer. Arthur's hand trembled as he raised it. Looked at it like it belonged to someone else. These hand-signed contracts worth millions. Now they can't even hold a spoon steady. What was the company called? Arthur's face went blank. He was searching. Pulling at threads in his mind that kept breaking. Something. Kirkwood. His eyes widened slightly. Kirkwood Enterprises. The name meant nothing to Sky. But the way Arthur said it meant everything. There was weight in those words. History. I used to have everything, Arthur continued. His voice dropped to barely a whisper. Money. Power. Respect. People listened when I spoke. They feared me. Some of them hated me. But they all knew who I was. What happened? Arthur's face twisted. Pain. Regret. Something darker. I trusted the wrong person. Sky leaned forward. Who? Victor. The name came out like poison. Victor Stone. My partner. My friend. Arthur's hands clenched into fists. He took everything. Piece by piece. I didn't see it until it was too late. How? Arthur closed his eyes. I don't remember all of it. The details are gone. But I remember his face when he told me. The way he smiled. His voice broke. Like it was all a game. And he won. Sky felt something shift in her chest. This wasn't just some old man who got lost. This was someone who'd been destroyed. Deliberately. Cruelly. Where is he now? Sky asked. Arthur's eyes opened. They were clearer now. Sharper. Still running my company. Still living in my house. Still pretending he built everything I created. The room went quiet. Sky heard her mom cough in the other room. Heard a car pass outside. Heard her own heartbeat pounding in her ears. Do you want it back? She asked. Arthur stared at her. For a long moment he didn't speak. Then he said one word. Yes. Sky didn't sleep that night. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling while Arthur slept on the couch. Her mind wouldn't stop moving. Kirkwood Enterprises. Victor Stone. A stolen empire. She grabbed her phone and searched. Kirkwood Enterprises Detroit. The results flooded her screen. Real estate. Development. Banking. The company was massive. Headquarters downtown in one of those glass towers that looked like it touched the sky. Revenue in the billions. She scrolled through images. Press releases. News articles. Then she found him. Victor Stone. CEO of Kirkwood Enterprises. He was younger than Arthur. Maybe 50. Sharp suit. Perfect smile. The kind of face that belonged on magazine covers. The article called him a visionary. A self-made man who turned a struggling company into a powerhouse. Self-made. Sky's jaw tightened. She kept searching. Went back further. 10 years. 15. 20. There. A photo from 2003. Two men shaking hands in front of a building. The caption read, Arthur Langley and Victor Stone announce merger of Langley Holdings and Stone Capital to form Kirkwood Enterprises. Arthur looked different. Stronger. His eyes were sharp. Confident. He wore a suit that probably cost more than Sky's entire apartment. She zoomed in on his face. It was him. The same man sleeping on her couch. But completely different. Sky kept digging. Found more photos. More articles. Arthur was everywhere. Interviews. Charity events. Business deals. He was exactly what he said he was. Someone important. Someone who mattered. Then the articles stopped. 2019 was the last mention of Arthur Langley. A brief piece about him stepping down due to health reasons. Victor Stone taking over full control. After that? Nothing. Arthur Langley vanished. Sky's hands shook as she scrolled. This wasn't some confused old man making up stories. This was real. All of it. Morning light started creeping through her window. She heard her mom's alarm go off. Heard her shuffle to the bathroom. Heard the shower start. Sky got up and went to the living room. Arthur was awake. Sitting up. The blanket pulled around his waist. "You looked me up," he said. Not a question. "Yeah. Did you find anything?" "Everything." Sky sat on the arm of the chair. "You weren't lying. Kirkwood Enterprises is huge. And Victor Stone is running it." Arthur's face didn't change. "I told you. The articles say you stepped down. Health reasons." Arthur laughed. It was bitter. Hollow. Health reasons. That's what they called it. What really happened? Victor happened. Arthur's hands clenched. He spent years building a case against me. Made it look like I was losing my mind. Planted evidence of mistakes I never made. Got board members on his side. By the time I realized what he was doing, it was too late. Why didn't you fight back? I tried. Arthur's voice dropped. But Victor is smart. Everything was legal. Technically. He didn't steal the company. I signed it over. Why would you do that? Because he made me think I had to. Arthur's jaw tightened. He convinced me I was sick. That I was making bad decisions. That I was going to destroy everything I built. He brought in doctors. Lawyers. People I trusted. They all said the same thing. Sky felt sick. They were lying. All of them. The shower turned off. Sky heard her mom moving around. Getting ready for work. "You have to go," Sky whispered urgently. "Now. Before she comes out." Arthur stood. His legs were steadier than yesterday. He grabbed his coat. "Where will you go?" Sky asked. "I don't know. Do you have money? Anything?" Arthur reached into his pocket and pulled out a crumpled $20 bill. "This. $20. A man who used to be worth billions had $20. Sky heard her mom's bedroom door open. Her footsteps coming down the hall. "Back door," Sky hissed. She grabbed Arthur's arm and pulled him toward the kitchen. There was a fire escape out the window. Rusty. Dangerous. But it was the only way. She unlocked the window and pushed it open. Cold air rushed in. "Go." Arthur climbed through. Awkward. Slow. His foot caught on the frame and he almost fell. Sky grabbed him. "Sky." Her mom's voice from the living room. "You up?" "Yeah, Mom. Just getting water." Arthur was halfway through the window. Sky shoved him gently. He made it onto the fire escape. The metal groaned under his weight. She closed the window just as her mom walked into the kitchen. "You okay?" her mom asked. "You look stressed." "I'm fine." Her mom studied her face. Then looked at the window. "Why is that open?" "Stuffy in here." Her mom didn't look convinced, but she was too tired to push. She grabbed her coat. "I'll be home late again. There's money on the counter for dinner." She left. Sky waited until she heard the apartment door close. Then she opened the window again. Arthur was still on the fire escape. Waiting. "Meet me at the park," Sky said. "The same bench. 6 o'clock. "Why?" "Because we're getting your company back." School was a blur. Sky sat through algebra but didn't hear a word. Her mind was somewhere else. On Arthur. On Victor Stone. On a company worth billions that was stolen from a man who now slept on park benches. Her phone buzzed during third period. A text from an unknown number. "This is Mrs. Chen. You're officially terminated. Pick up your last check by Friday." Sky stared at the screen. $40 a week. Gone. That was groceries. That was the phone bill. That was the difference between keeping the lights on and sitting in the dark. She shoved the phone in her pocket and tried to focus. The teacher was talking about quadratic equations. Like any of that mattered. Like solving for X would pay the rent. Lunch came. Sky sat alone in the corner of the cafeteria. She had $3 in her pocket. Enough for a slice of pizza. She bought it and forced herself to eat even though her stomach was twisted in knots. Her best friend Maya dropped into the seat across from her. "You look terrible," Maya said. "Thanks." "Seriously. What's going on?" Sky wanted to tell her. Wanted to say she'd brought home a billionaire who'd lost everything. That she was planning to take down a CEO. That her life had turned into something she didn't recognize. Instead she said, "Nothing. Just tired." Maya didn't believe her. Sky could see it in her face. But Maya didn't push. That's why they were friends. The rest of the day dragged. Sky watched the clock. Each minute felt like an hour. By the time the final bell rang, her nerves were shot. She grabbed her bike from the rack and headed home. The apartment was empty. Her mom wouldn't be back until after midnight. Another double shift. Another day of working herself to death for pennies. Sky looked around the apartment. Really looked. The peeling paint. The water stain on the ceiling. The crack in the window they covered with duct tape. This was their life. This was all they had. Her mom's bills were still on the counter. Sky picked them up. Electric. Water. Rent. The numbers blurred together. More than they had. More than they could pay. There was a red envelope at the bottom. Sky opened it even though she knew she shouldn't. Final notice. Eviction proceedings. 30 days. Her hands went numb. 30 days. They had 30 days before they were on the street. She thought about Arthur. About Kirkwood Enterprises. About the billions of dollars that should have been his. An idea formed. Dangerous. Stupid. But it was there. If Arthur got his company back, he'd have money. Real money. The kind that could solve every problem Sky had. The kind that could save her mom. Save their home. Save everything. But that was selfish. That wasn't why she helped him. She helped him because it was right. Because nobody else did. Her phone buzzed. A text from her mom. Can you cover groceries this week? I'm short. Sky's chest tightened. Her mom didn't know she'd lost her job. Didn't know they were 30 days from homeless. Didn't know her daughter was about to do something incredibly reckless. Sky texted back. I got it. She didn't have it. She had nothing. She looked at the clock. 5:30. Time to meet Arthur. Sky grabbed her jacket and headed for the door. She stopped. Turned back. Looked at the eviction notice one more time. 30 days. She left the apartment and headed for the park. The sun was setting. The temperature was dropping. Her breath came out in clouds. Arthur was already there. Sitting on the same bench. But he looked different. More alert. More present. He saw her coming and stood. You came, he said. I said I would. Arthur studied her face. What's wrong? Nothing. You're lying. Sky's jaw tightened. We all have problems. Tell me. Why? You can't fix them. Arthur's face fell. You're right. I can't. But maybe together we can fix mine. And maybe that helps yours. Sky looked at him. Really looked. This man had lost everything and he was offering to help her. We're getting evicted, she said quietly. 30 days. Arthur's expression didn't change. He just nodded. Like he understood. Like he'd been there. Then we don't have time to waste, he said. What do you mean? Arthur's eyes sharpened. If we're doing this, we're doing it now. Victor Stone stole my company. We're going to steal it back. How? Sky asked. You don't have money. You don't have proof. You don't even have a place to live. Arthur smiled. It was small but it was real. I have something better. I have knowledge. And I have you. I'm 12. Exactly. Nobody's watching you. Nobody cares about a teenager on a bike. That makes you invisible. And invisible is powerful. Sky felt something shift. He was right. People overlooked her every day. Teachers. Store owners. Adults. They saw a kid and stopped paying attention. What do you need me to do? Arthur sat back down on the bench. First, I need to remember. Really remember. The details are still foggy but they're coming back. Victor didn't just take the company. He buried evidence. Changed records. Made it look like everything was his idea from the beginning. What kind of evidence? Contracts. Emails. Financial records. Proof that I built Kirkwood from nothing. That Victor was just a partner. Not the founder. Arthur's hands clenched. He rewrote history. Made himself the hero and me the crazy old man who lost his mind. Where's the evidence now? That's the problem. Most of it was digital. Company servers. Cloud storage. All password protected. All controlled by Victor now. Sky's mind raced. What about paper? Old files? Arthur went still. His eyes widened slightly. The vault, he whispered. What vault? When we started Kirkwood, I didn't trust digital. I kept physical copies of everything important. Locked them in a private vault at First Detroit Bank. Arthur's face lit up. Victor doesn't know about it. I never told him. It was my insurance policy. Can you access it? Arthur's excitement faded. I need identification. A key. The account number. I don't have any of that. Where would they be? My old house. The one Victor took. Arthur's jaw tightened. He's living in my home. Sleeping in my bed. Probably burned everything I left behind. Skye pulled out her phone. Searched Victor Stone's address. It came up immediately. Rich people didn't hide. They flaunted. 2447 Lakeshore Drive. A mansion on the water. Photos showed gates. Security. Cameras everywhere. We can't break in there, Skye said. We don't have to break in. Arthur leaned forward. Victor throws parties. Big ones. Investors. Politicians. He needs to be seen. To be connected. There's one coming up. Friday night. Annual Kirkwood Enterprises Gala. How do you know? Because I started that tradition. Every year. Same date. Victor wouldn't dare cancel it. Skye looked at the photos of the mansion. Then at Arthur in his torn coat and dirty shoes. You can't just walk in. No. But someone could sneak in. Someone small. Someone invisible. Skye's stomach dropped. You want me to break into Victor Stone's house during a party? Not break in. Blend in. Caterers. Security. There are always extra people at these things. Nobody tracks them all. That's insane. It's our only shot. Skye stared at him. This was crazy. She was 12. She had school. She had her mom. She had 30 days to figure out how to keep a roof over their heads. But she also had nothing to lose. What am I looking for? Arthur's eyes gleamed. My study. 3rd floor. East wing. There's a safe behind the bookshelf. Combination is October 24th, 87. My daughter's birthday. His voice caught. Inside is everything. Keys. Documents. Account numbers. You have a daughter? Arthur's face went dark. Had. She died. Car accident. 15 years ago. The words hung in the air. Heavy. Final. I'm sorry, Skye said. After she died, I threw myself into work. It was all I had left. Building. Creating. Making money I'd never spend. I thought it would fill the hole. Arthur looked at Skye. It didn't. It just made it bigger. Skye understood that. The hole. The emptiness. She'd felt it since her dad left. Since her mom started working doubles. Since the world decided they didn't matter. When's the gala? She asked. Friday. 7 p.m. That's 3 days. I know. Skye stood. Her legs felt shaky. Her mind was spinning. This was real. She was really going to do this. I need to get home. My mom will worry. Arthur nodded. Tomorrow. Same time. We'll plan everything. Skye started to leave. Then stopped. Turned back. Why did Victor do it? Take everything from you? Arthur's face hardened. Because he could. Because people like Victor see the world as something to conquer. And I was in his way. Skye rode home in the dark. Her mind wouldn't stop. Friday. A mansion. A safe. A combination. Everything riding on one night. She got home at 8. Her mom still wasn't back. The apartment felt emptier than usual. Skye opened her laptop and started researching. Catering companies in Detroit. Security firms. Anything that might work at a high-end party. She found something. Elite Events Catering. They had an Instagram. Posted photos from parties. Big ones. The kind Victor Stone would hire. She kept scrolling. Then froze. A photo from last month. Elite event staff at a corporate gala. Everyone wearing black and white. Everyone with name tags. Sky zoomed in on the name tags. They were simple. Just first names. No photos. No barcodes. She could make one. Easy. Her heart pounded. This could work. This could actually work. Her phone buzzed. Her mom. Home soon. Long day. Love you. Sky closed her laptop. She'd tell her mom she was sleeping at Maya's Friday night. Maya would cover for her. She always did. 3 days until she broke into a billionaire's house. 3 days until everything changed. Okay, pause for a second. Sky is about to break into a billionaire's mansion in 3 days. This is insane, right? Comment below, do you think she'll actually pull it off? And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? The next part is wild. Tuesday morning. Sky sat in the school library during lunch. Her laptop open. Notes scattered everywhere. She'd barely slept. Her mind kept running through the plan. Every detail. Every possible way it could go wrong. She'd made the name tag. Printed it at the school library. Sky, in clean black letters on a white background. Laminated it with the machine near the front desk. It looked real. Professional. Now she needed the uniform. Black pants. White shirt. Black shoes. She had the pants. The shirt. The shoes were the problem. Hers were worn. Scuffed. Nobody at a billionaire's gala wore shoes like that. Maya appeared beside her. Dropped her bag on the table. You're being weird, Maya said. I'm always weird. Weirder than usual. Maya sat down. Looked at Sky's screen. What are you researching? Sky closed the laptop. Nothing. That's not nothing. That's Victor Stone. The CEO guy. Maya's eyes narrowed. Why are you looking him up? Sky's mind raced. She couldn't tell Maya the truth. Couldn't drag her into this. School project, Sky said. Business ethics. Maya stared at her. You're lying. I'm not. You're terrible at lying. Always have been. Maya leaned forward. What's going on? For real. Sky wanted to tell her. Wanted to say she was about to do something stupid and dangerous and probably illegal. That she needed help. That she was scared. But she couldn't. If this went wrong, she didn't want Maya caught in it. I promise I'll tell you, Sky said. Just not yet. Maya looked hurt. Fine. But when you get arrested, I'm not bailing you out. Deal. Maya left. Sky felt the weight of the secret pressing down. She opened her laptop again. Kept researching. That afternoon, she met Arthur at the park. He looked better. Still rough. Still broken. But more alive. Like having a purpose had woken something inside him. I made the name tag, Sky said. She pulled it out and showed him. Arthur examined it. This is good. Really good. I need shoes. Black ones. Nice ones. Arthur reached into his pocket. Pulled out the $20 bill. It's all I have. That won't be enough. Then we improvise. Sky thought about her mom's closet. She had black flats. Old but clean. A half size too big, but Sky could make them work. I'll figure it out, Sky said. Arthur nodded. The party starts at 7. Caterers arrive at 5:30. That's when you go in. Blend with the crew. Nobody questions the help. They're invisible. What about security? Private firm. Probably 6 guys. They'll check IDs at the gate, but once you're past that, they don't care. Their job is to watch guests. Not staff. How do I get past the gate? Arthur smiled. You don't. You go around. There's a service entrance on the north side. Go straight to the kitchen. Staff use it for deliveries. No cameras. No guards. Just a code. What's the code? 4732. Victor never changes codes. Too lazy. Sky wrote it down. Her hands were shaking. This was real. Too real. Once I'm inside, then what? Stay in the kitchen until the party starts. When guests arrive, everyone gets busy. That's when you slip upstairs. East wing. 3rd door on the right. My old study. What if someone sees me? Say you're looking for the bathroom. Act confused. Apologize. They won't think twice about a scared kid. Sky's stomach twisted. And the safe? Behind the bookshelf. Middle section. 2nd shelf from the bottom. Push the entire shelf. It swings out. The safe is small. Black. Steel. 102487. Right. Arthur's eyes were intense. Focused. Inside are 3 things. A key. A flash drive. And a document. The document is my original partnership agreement with Victor. Signed and notarized. It proves I'm the majority owner. That I built everything. What's on the flash drive? Emails. Financial records. Every dirty deal Victor made. Every lie he told. Every person he paid off. Arthur's jaw tightened. It's enough to destroy him. And the key? Opens the vault at First Detroit Bank. That's where the real evidence is. Original contracts. Legal documents. Everything we need to take back Kirkwood. Sky took a deep breath. This was bigger than she thought. This wasn't just sneaking into a house. This was corporate warfare. What if the safe is empty? She asked. What if Victor found it? He didn't. He doesn't know it exists. I made sure of that. How? Arthur's face went dark. Because I hid it the day my daughter died. The day I stopped trusting anyone. Even Victor. Sky felt the weight of that. The pain behind it. After I get the stuff, then what? You leave. Same way you came. Service entrance. Blend with the staff. Walk out like you belong. And if something goes wrong? Arthur looked at her. Really looked. Then you run. You drop everything and you run. Don't look back. Don't try to help me. Just go. I'm not leaving you. Yes, you are. If this fails, I lose everything. Again. But you? You're 12. You have a future. Don't throw it away for me. Sky felt something crack inside her chest. Nobody had ever said that to her. Nobody had ever put her first. Why are you doing this? She asked. Why now? You could have stayed on that bench. Stayed invisible. Arthur's eyes filled with something Sky couldn't name. Because you stopped. Out of everyone in this city, you stopped. And that meant something. It meant I still mattered. That maybe I could matter again. Sky nodded. She understood. She'd felt invisible her whole life. And now she was seeing someone who'd felt the same. Friday, she said. 5:30. Friday. Sky stood to leave. Arthur grabbed her arm gently. Thank you, he said. Whatever happens. Thank you. Sky rode home. The sun was setting. The air was cold. But inside she felt warm. Like she'd found something she didn't know she was looking for. Purpose. Wednesday. 2 days until the gala. Sky couldn't focus on anything. Her teachers' voices became background noise. The cafeteria chatter faded. All she could think about was Friday night. After school, she went straight to the park. Arthur was already there. But he wasn't alone. A man in a suit stood next to the bench. Mid-40s. Expensive watch. He was talking to Arthur. His voice was low but Sky could hear the edge in it. You need to leave Detroit, Arthur. While you still can. Arthur's face was stone. I'm not leaving. Victor knows you're back. Word travels. You think you can just show up and nobody notices? Let him know. The man in the suit noticed Sky approaching. His eyes narrowed. Who's this? Nobody, Arthur said quickly. Just a kid. The man studied Sky for a long moment. Then turned back to Arthur. You're making a mistake. Victor's not the same person you remember. He's dangerous now. Powerful. He has people. So do I, Arthur said. His eyes flicked to Sky. The man laughed. Bitter. A homeless man and a teenager. That's your army? It's enough. The man shook his head. I tried to warn you. He started to walk away. Then stopped. Looked back. For what it's worth, I believed in you once. We all did. But that was a long time ago. He left. Sky sat down next to Arthur. Who was that? James Crawford. Used to be my CFO. My friend. Arthur's voice was hollow. Or so I thought. He seemed scared. He is. They all are. Victor controls everything now. Everyone who worked for me either joined him or got pushed out. James joined. But he warned you. Doesn't matter. He won't help when it counts. Arthur turned to face her. That's the price of what Victor did. He didn't just take my company. He took my reputation. My relationships. Everything I built over 30 years. Sky felt anger rise in her chest. Then we take it back. Arthur smiled sadly. You sound so sure. I am. You shouldn't be. This isn't a game, Sky. Victor has lawyers. Security. Money. If we fail, we don't just lose. We get crushed. So we don't fail. Arthur studied her face. You're brave. Braver than I was at your age. Braver than I am now. I'm not brave. I'm desperate. Sky pulled out her phone. Showed him the eviction notice she'd photographed. 30 days. That's all I have. So yeah, I'm doing this. Because what's the alternative? Watching my mom work herself to death. Living in our car? I'd rather try and fail than do nothing. Arthur's expression shifted. Understanding. Respect. Your mom doesn't know what you're doing. No. She'd stop you if she did. Probably. Arthur nodded slowly. My daughter would have liked you. She had that same fire. That same stubborn streak. His voice caught. She wanted to change the world. I told her to be realistic. To be safe. And then she died anyway. Sky didn't know what to say. So she just sat there. After she was gone, I poured everything into the company, Arthur continued. Thought success would fill the hole. Thought money would make it hurt less. But it just made me hollow. I had everything and felt nothing. Is that why Victor could take it? Because you didn't care anymore? Arthur went quiet. Maybe. I stopped paying attention. Stopped fighting. Victor saw weakness and exploited it. You're not weak now. No. Now I'm angry. And anger is dangerous. It makes you do reckless things. Arthur looked at Sky. Like sending a 12-year-old girl into a billionaire's mansion. I'm going whether you send me or not. I know. That's what scares me. Sky's phone buzzed. Her mom. Working late again. Sorry baby. Pizza money on counter. There was no pizza money. Her mom was lying. They were that broke. Sky shoved the phone in her pocket. Friday. We stick to the plan. Arthur nodded. Friday. Thursday was worse. Sky's anxiety was through the roof. She snapped at Maya during lunch. Failed a chemistry quiz. Got detention for zoning out in English. When she got home, her mom was already there. That never happened. Her mom was sitting at the kitchen table. Bills spread out in front of her. Her eyes were red. Mom? Her mom looked up. Tried to smile. Failed. Hey baby. Sky's stomach dropped. What's wrong? Nothing. Just tired. Mom. Her mom's face crumpled. They cut my hours. The diner's struggling. They had to let 3 people go. I'm lucky I still have a job but... She gestured at the bills. It's not enough. It's not going to be enough. Sky felt the world tilt. This was it. The breaking point. We'll figure it out, Sky said. Her voice sounded stronger than she felt. How? I'm already working 2 jobs. I can't work more. There aren't more hours in the day. Her mom's voice broke. I'm failing you. No you're not. I am. You deserve better than this. Better than living paycheck to paycheck. Better than watching me fall apart. Sky moved to her mom. Wrapped her arms around her. We're going to be okay. Her mom held her tight. How do you know? I just do. It was a lie. Sky didn't know anything. But she had to believe it. Had to believe Friday night would change everything. That night, Sky lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow. Everything came down to tomorrow. Her phone lit up. A text from an unknown number. Victor knows something's happening. Be careful. James Crawford. The CFO. He was watching. Maybe helping. Maybe not. Sky deleted the text. She couldn't think about that now. Couldn't think about anything except the plan. 5:30. Service entrance. Code 4732. Blend in. Wait. 3rd floor. East wing. Safe. 102487. She repeated it over and over until she fell asleep. When she woke up, it was Friday. Friday. 3 p.m. Sky told her mom she was sleeping at Maya's. Her mom barely looked up from the bills. Just nodded and said be safe. Maya's house was the meeting point. Sky had told her part of the truth. Not all of it. Just enough. I need you to cover for me tonight, Sky had said yesterday. For what? Something important. If my mom calls, tell her I'm sleeping over. Maya had stared at her. This is about Victor Stone, isn't it? Sky didn't answer. You're insane, Maya said. Whatever you're doing, it's insane. I know. And I can't stop you. No. Maya sighed. Fine. But if you die, I'm killing you. Now Sky stood in Maya's bathroom, looking at herself in the mirror. Black pants. White button-up shirt. Her mom's black flats. The name tag clipped to her shirt. She looked older. Professional. Like she belonged. Her phone buzzed. Arthur. Meet me at the corner of Lakeshore and Pine. 5 p.m. Don't be late. Sky's heart hammered. This was real. In 2 hours she'd be inside Victor Stone's mansion. She grabbed her jacket and left Maya's house. The bus ride felt endless. Every stop dragged. Every minute crawled. She got off at Lakeshore Drive at exactly 5 p.m. Arthur was waiting under a streetlight. He looked different. He'd cleaned up somehow. Shaved. His hair was combed. He wore a coat that almost fit. Where'd you get that? Sky asked. Church donation bin. Figured I should look less homeless. He studied her. You look good. Professional. I'm terrified. Good. Terror keeps you sharp. Arthur pulled out a small phone. Old. Flip style. I got this from a pawn shop. It's a burner. Text me when you're inside. When you get the safe open. When you're out. Every step. Sky took the phone. Where'd you get money for this? Sold my coat. The old one. Guy gave me $30. Arthur. I don't need it. I need you safe more than I need to be warm. His eyes were intense. If anything feels wrong, you leave. Immediately. Don't think. Don't hesitate. Just go. I know. Say it back to me. If anything feels wrong, I leave. Arthur nodded. The catering van should arrive any minute. You slip in behind them. Stay close but not too close. Act like you belong. Right on cue, a white van turned onto Lakeshore. Elite Events Catering printed on the side. It slowed at the gate. Go, Arthur said. Sky walked toward the gate. Not too fast. Not too slow. The van stopped. A guard stepped out of the booth. Checked the driver's ID. Looked in the back. Sky kept walking. The van started moving through the gate. She was 15 feet behind it. 10 feet. 5 feet. The gate started to close. Sky moved faster. Slipped through just before it shut. The guard was already back in the booth. He didn't see her. She was in. The driveway curved up to a massive house. No, a mansion. 3 stories of glass and stone. Lights everywhere. People moving inside. The catering van went around back. Sky followed. Her heart was in her throat. The service entrance was exactly where Arthur said it would be. North side. Steel door. Keypad next to it. The caterers were unloading equipment. Nobody looked at her. She was invisible. Just like Arthur said. Sky walked to the keypad. 4732. Her finger hovered over the buttons. The door opened from the inside. A woman in chef's whites appeared. You coming in or what? Sky nodded and slipped past her into the kitchen. It was chaos. People everywhere. Shouting. Clattering dishes. Food being plated. The smell of expensive ingredients filled the air. You knew? The chef asked. Yeah. First event. Stay out of the way. When the party starts, you're on drink service. Champagne trays. Don't spill. Don't talk. Just smile and move. Got it. The chef disappeared into the chaos. Sky found a corner near the pantry. Pulled out the burner phone. Texted Arthur. Inside. His response came instantly. Good. Stay low. Wait for the party to start. Sky watched the clock. 5:47 p.m. 13 minutes until the guests arrived. 13 minutes until she could move. The kitchen got louder. More people arrived. Real staff. Not caterers. House staff. They wore different uniforms. Gray and white. They looked at the catering crew with barely hidden contempt. A man in a suit walked through. Mid-50s. Salt and pepper hair. He barked orders. Everyone jumped. He was Victor's head of staff. Had to be. Champagne ready? Yes, sir. Appetizers? Almost, sir. Almost isn't good enough. Victor expects perfection. He left. The tension in the kitchen ratcheted up another notch. 6:02 p.m. Sky heard voices from the front of the house. Guests arriving. Car doors. Laughter. The party was starting. The chef appeared again. Drink service. Now. You, and you. She pointed at Sky and two others. Grab trays. Move. Sky picked up a tray of champagne glasses. Heavy. Wobbling slightly. She steadied it and followed the others into the main house. The entry hall was massive. Marble floors. Crystal chandeliers. A curved staircase that looked like something from a movie. People everywhere. Designer clothes. Jewelry that probably cost more than Sky's apartment. And at the center of it all, greeting guests with a perfect smile, was Victor Stone. He looked exactly like his photos. Sharp suit. Slicked back hair. White teeth. Cold eyes. He shook hands like a politician. All warmth on the surface. Nothing underneath. Sky kept her head down. Moved through the crowd. Offered champagne. Smiled when people took glasses. Nobody looked at her face. She was furniture. Useful and forgettable. She made a loop of the room. Then another. Memorizing the layout. The staircase was in the center. Guards at the bottom. Two of them. Casual but alert. She'd have to wait until they moved. Or got distracted. 6:34 p.m. More guests arrived. The crowd got thicker. The noise level rose. Music started. String quartet in the corner. Victor moved through the room like he owned it. Because he did. Every smile. Every laugh. Every handshake. All calculated. Sky watched him. This was the man who destroyed Arthur. Who stole everything. Who rewrote history. Rage burned in her chest. Hot and sharp. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. She checked it quickly. Now. Everyone's distracted. Arthur was right. The guards were talking to each other. Laughing at something. Not watching the stairs. Sky set down her empty tray. Grabbed a full one to look busy. Moved toward the staircase. She was 3 steps up when someone grabbed her arm. Staff aren't allowed upstairs. Sky turned. One of the guards. Young. Suspicious eyes. Sorry, Sky stammered. I was looking for the bathroom. Someone said. Bathrooms are downstairs. First door on the left. Right. Sorry. She turned to leave. The guard watched her. She could feel his eyes on her back. This wasn't going to work. Not like this. She needed a new plan. Sky went to the downstairs bathroom. Locked the door. Stared at herself in the mirror. Her hands were shaking. The guard was watching now. She'd made herself visible. Stupid. Careless. She pulled out the burner phone. Texted Arthur. Guards blocking stairs. Can't get up. 3 dots appeared. Then stopped. Then appeared again. Find another way. Service stairs. Kitchen side. Service stairs. Why didn't she think of that? Big houses always had them. For staff to move without being seen by guests. Sky flushed the toilet for effect. Washed her hands. Took a breath. Opened the door. The guard was still at the main staircase. Watching. She avoided his eyes and headed back to the kitchen. The chaos had died down a little. The initial rush was over. Now it was maintenance. Keeping trays full. Keeping plates moving. Sky scanned the kitchen. There. A narrow door in the back corner. No sign. Easy to miss. She grabbed an empty tray and walked toward it. Casual. Like she had a purpose. Nobody stopped her. Nobody looked. She opened the door. Steep stairs going up. Dim light. Perfect. Sky climbed. Her shoes were too big and they slapped against the steps. She moved slower. Quieter. 1 floor. 2 floors. 3. The door at the top had a small window. She peeked through. Empty hallway. Plush carpet. Paintings on the walls. This was the residential floor. Where Victor actually lived. She pushed the door open. Slipped into the hallway. East wing. Arthur said east. She turned right. Started counting doors. 1. 2. 3. Third door. This was it. Sky's hand went to the knob. Turned it slowly. Locked. Her stomach dropped. Of course it was locked. Why would it be open? She stared at the door. Thought about kicking it in. Immediately dismissed that. Too loud. Too obvious. Think. There had to be another way. Her eyes went to the doorframe. Old house. Old locks. The kind you could pick with a credit card if you knew how. Sky pulled out her school ID. Slid it between the door and the frame. Wiggled it. Nothing. She tried again. Applied pressure. The card bent but the lock didn't budge. Footsteps. Coming from the other end of the hall. Sky's heart stopped. She pocketed the ID and walked away from the door. Tried to look lost. Confused. A woman appeared. House staff. Gray uniform. She looked at Sky with immediate suspicion. What are you doing up here? I'm so sorry. I got turned around. Looking for the bathroom. You're catering. Yes, ma'am. Catering doesn't come upstairs. Her voice was sharp. Cold. How did you even get up here? The main stairs. I didn't know. The guard should have stopped you. He did. Earlier. But I got lost again. I'm really sorry. The woman studied her. Deciding whether to believe her. Whether to call someone. Sky's phone buzzed in her pocket. Loud. Obvious. The woman's eyes narrowed. Personal phones aren't allowed during service. I know. I'm sorry. It's my mom. She's sick. I told her I'd keep my phone on in case. Turn it off. Yes, ma'am. Sky pulled out the phone. Made a show of turning it off. The woman watched. Downstairs. Now. Yes, ma'am. Sky walked past her. Back toward the service stairs. The woman followed. All the way down to the kitchen. When they got there, the woman grabbed the chef. Spoke in a low voice. Sky couldn't hear but she could guess. The chef turned. Looked at Sky. Her expression was ice. You. Out. What? You're done. Leave. Now. Sky's mind raced. I didn't do anything. I just got lost. I don't care. You broke protocol. You're a liability. Get out before I call the police. Sky felt everything crashing down. She was so close. Third floor. Right door. And now she was being thrown out. Please. I need this job. I need the money. Not my problem. Out. 2 security guards appeared. The ones from the main staircase. They flanked Sky. Come with us, one said. They walked her through the kitchen. Out the service entrance. Down the driveway. Past the gate. The gate closed behind her with a heavy clang. She was out. Empty-handed. Failed. Sky pulled out the burner phone. Turned it back on. Texts from Arthur. What's happening? Sky. Answer me. She texted back. Got caught. Kicked out. I'm sorry. The response came immediately. Where are you? Outside the gate. Stay there. Sky leaned against a tree. Her legs felt weak. Everything hurt. She'd been so sure she could do this. So confident. Stupid. She was just a kid. What did she think would happen? Her phone rang. Arthur. I'm sorry, she said immediately. Stop. Listen to me. His voice was steady. Calm. You're not done. Yes, I am. They threw me out. I can't get back in. You don't need to. Look at the house. 3rd floor. East wing. Count the windows. Sky looked up. The mansion blazed with light. She counted. 5 windows on the east side. 3rd one from the right. That's the study. Arthur, I can't fly. There's a tree. Old oak. Right side of the east wing. The branches reached the 3rd floor. I used to climb it with my daughter when she was young. Victor never cut it down because it's historic. Protected by the city. Sky's eyes found the tree. Massive. Ancient. Branches spreading toward the house like arms reaching out. You want me to climb a tree? Yes. In dress shoes and catering clothes. Yes. This is insane. I know. But it's all we have. The party will run until midnight. That gives you time. Climb the tree. Get in through the window. Get what we need. Climb back down. What if the window's locked? It's not. Victor leaves it cracked. He likes fresh air when he works. Old habit. Sky stared at the tree. Then at the house. Then back at the tree. This was beyond insane. This was suicidal. But what choice did she have? Go home empty-handed? Watch her mom lose everything. Give up? Talk me through it, Sky said. Sky kicked off the two big flats. Barefoot was better. More grip. She shoved the phone in her pocket and approached the fence. 8 feet tall. Iron bars. Decorative but strong. She found a spot where the bars were closer together. Used them like a ladder. Her toes barely fit, but she made it work. Up and over. Dropped onto the grass on the other side. Security cameras swept the yard in slow arcs. Sky watched their pattern. Counted. 10 seconds facing left. 10 seconds facing right. 20-second window. She waited for the camera to swing left. Then ran. The tree was bigger up close. Rough bark. Thick branches. The lowest one was above her head. She jumped. Caught it. Her palms scraped against bark, but she held on. Pulled herself up. One branch. Then another. The dress pants weren't made for this. She heard fabric rip. Kept climbing. 3rd floor. The branches thinned out, but they held her weight. Barely. She inched along one that stretched toward the house. It bowed under her. Creaked. Don't look down. Don't think about falling. The window was 3 feet away. Then 2. Then 1. Arthur was right. It was cracked open. Half an inch of space. Sky reached out. Her fingers found the frame. She pushed. The window slid up. Old hinges groaned. She froze. Listened. No footsteps. No voices. Just music from downstairs. Muffled and distant. Sky grabbed the windowsill. Pulled herself off the branch. For one terrible second she hung in empty air. Her feet kicked. Found the wall. Pushed. She tumbled through the window and hit the floor hard. Her shoulder took most of it. Pain shot through her arm. She lay there. Breathing. Trying not to make noise. The study was dark except for light bleeding under the door. Heavy desk. Leather chair. Walls lined with bookshelves. This was Arthur's room. She could feel it. Even though Victor had claimed it. Sky pulled out the burner phone. The screen's glow felt too bright. She texted. Inside the study. Arthur's response was instant. Bookshelf. Middle section. Second shelf from bottom. Push. Sky stood. Her legs shook. She went to the bookshelf. Found the middle section. Second shelf from the bottom. Books lined it. Business titles. Leadership. Success. She pushed. Nothing happened. Pushed harder. Still nothing. Her heart raced. What if Arthur was wrong? What if Victor had changed everything? She tried pulling instead. The shelf slid toward her. Smooth. Silent. Practiced. Behind it was a small safe. Black steel. Digital keypad. 102487. Her fingers moved over the numbers. Each beep felt loud as a gunshot. The safe clicked. The door swung open. Inside were exactly 3 things. A key on a brass ring. A flash drive. A folded document. Sky grabbed all 3. Shoved them in her pocket. Footsteps in the hallway. Getting closer. She pushed the shelf back. It slid into place. She ran to the window. Started to climb through. The door opened. Light flooded the room. Victor Stone stood in the doorway. He wasn't alone. 2 security guards behind him. And someone else. James Crawford. The CFO who'd warned Arthur. Well, Victor said. His voice was smooth. Amused. What do we have here? Sky was halfway out the window. She could drop. Run. But it was 3 stories. She'd break something. Maybe everything. Come back inside, Victor said. Let's talk. I'm good out here. Victor smiled. You're Arthur's little helper. The girl who found him on the bench. I know all about you, Sky. Her blood ran cold. He knew her name. James told me everything. Victor gestured to Crawford. He's been watching Arthur. Watching you. Making sure I knew exactly what was happening. James looked at the floor. Shame on his face. But not enough to matter. Give me what you took, Victor said. I didn't take anything. The safe is open. Don't insult my intelligence. Victor stepped into the room. You have something that belongs to me. I want it back. It doesn't belong to you. It never did. Victor's smile disappeared. Everything in this house belongs to me. Everything Arthur had belongs to me. I earned it. You stole it. I won it. There's a difference. Victor's eyes were cold now. Empty. Arthur was weak. Broken. He stopped caring about the company. About anything. Someone had to take control. So you destroyed him. I saved the company from his incompetence. I built Kirkwood into what it is today. Me. Not him. Sky's hand tightened around the items in her pocket. You're a liar. Victor moved fast. Crossed the room in 3 steps. Grabbed her arm. Yanked her back through the window. Sky's shoulder hit the floor again. Same spot. Fresh pain. Search her, Victor said. A guard moved forward. Sky kicked. Caught him in the knee. He stumbled. She rolled. Tried to run. The other guard caught her. Bigger. Stronger. He pinned her arms. Victor reached into her pocket. Pulled out the key. The flash drive. The document. His face went white. How did you? Arthur remembers everything, Sky said. Every dirty thing you did. Every lie you told. And now he has proof. Victor stared at the flash drive. This was destroyed. I made sure of it. You missed one. Victor's hand clenched. The flash drive cracked. But didn't break. He shoved it in his pocket along with the key and document. Where's Arthur? Victor demanded. Like I'd tell you. Victor grabbed her face. Forced her to look at him. You're a child. Playing a game you don't understand. Arthur sent you here to die. To take the fall while he stays safe. You don't know him. I know him better than anyone. We built this company together. I was there when his daughter died. When he fell apart. When he stopped being human and became a shell. Victor's voice dropped. I didn't steal anything. He gave it to me. Because he couldn't handle it anymore. Liar. Victor let go of her face. Stepped back. Get rid of her. Quietly. No police. No questions. Sky's stomach dropped. Get rid of her. He meant kill her. The guards moved. One pulled out zip ties. The window exploded. Glass shattered. Someone crashed through. Rolled. Came up swinging. Arthur. He was older. Weaker. But fury made him strong. He grabbed a guard, slammed him into the wall, turned and faced Victor. "Hello, Victor." Victor's face went pale. "Arthur. You look terrible." "I've been worse." Arthur's eyes locked on the items in Victor's pocket. "Give them back." "No. They're mine. Nothing here is yours anymore." Victor's voice hardened. "You lost. Years ago. Accept it." "I accepted nothing. You took everything while I was grieving. While I was broken. You used my pain against me. You were useless. The company was dying. The company was fine. You were greedy." Victor lunged. Arthur sidestepped. Slower than he used to be, but still fast enough. Sky broke free from the second guard. Grabbed a bookend. Heavy brass. Swung it. Connected with the guard's head. He went down. The first guard recovered. Pulled out a taser. "Nobody move," he said. Everyone froze. Victor smiled. "It's over, Arthur. You lost. Again." Arthur looked at Sky. Something passed between them. Understanding. "Run," Arthur said. "No. Run." Arthur charged the guard with the taser. Took the hit full in the chest. 50,000 volts. He went down convulsing. Sky ran. Sky hit the hallway at full speed. Voices behind her. Shouting. Running. She took the service stairs. 3 floors. Her feet pounded against concrete. Down. 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 Burst into the kitchen. People screamed. She didn't stop. Out the service entrance. Into the cold night air. The gate was closed. Locked. She couldn't climb it from this side. Smooth metal. No handholds. Footsteps behind her. Getting closer. Sky ran along the fence. Looking for anything. A weak spot. A gap. Nothing. She was trapped. A car pulled up outside the gate. Old sedan. Engine running. The door opened. "Get in." Maya's voice. "What are you?" "Get in." Sky climbed the fence. Made it to the top. Dropped down the other side. Landed wrong. Her ankle twisted. Pain shot up her leg. She limped to the car. Fell into the passenger seat. Maya hit the gas. "What are you doing here?" Sky gasped. "Saving your stupid life." "You're welcome." Maya's hands were white on the steering wheel. "You think I didn't know you were lying? I followed you." "Maya. Don't. Just don't." Maya's voice cracked. "I've been sitting here for an hour freaking out. Then I heard shouting. Breaking glass. So yeah. Here I am." Sky looked back. Guards were at the gate. Watching them drive away. Not following. Not yet. "Arthur," Sky said. "We have to go back." "He took a taser for me." "Are you insane?" "We're going to the police." "No. No police. Victor has the evidence. The only proof we had. Without it. Without it you stay alive. That's more important." Sky's phone rang. The burner. She answered. Sky. Arthur's voice. Weak. Rough. But alive. "You're okay." "Define okay." He coughed. "Victor's people let me go. Threw me out. Took everything. The key. The drive. The document. It's over. No. It's not. There has to be something else. There isn't. That was it. Our only shot. Arthur was quiet for a moment. I'm sorry. I put you in danger for nothing. It's not nothing. We tried. Trying doesn't pay your rent. Doesn't save your home. His voice broke. You should have left me on that bench. Don't say that. It's true. All I did was make your life worse. I'm poison, Sky. Everyone around me gets hurt. The line went dead. Sky stared at the phone. Empty. Silent. Failed. Maya was driving toward Sky's apartment. What now? I don't know. We could still go to the police. Tell them what happened. And say what? We broke into a billionaire's house. We tried to steal from his safe. We have no evidence. No proof. Just a story. Sky's throat tightened. Victor wins. He always wins. Maya pulled up to Sky's building. I'm sorry. Sky got out. Her ankle screamed. She limped inside. Up the stairs. Into the apartment. Her mom was asleep. Door closed. No idea what her daughter had just done. Sky collapsed on the couch. The same couch where Arthur had slept. Where this all started. Her phone buzzed. Not the burner. Her real phone. A text from an unknown number. James Crawford here. Check your email. Sky's heart raced. She opened her email. One new message. No subject. Just an attachment. She downloaded it. It was a zip file. Password protected. Another text came through. Password is Angela. Arthur's daughter's name. He told me about her once. Said she made him want to be better. Sky typed the password. The file opened. Inside were hundreds of documents. Emails. Financial records. Contracts. Everything from the flash drive. Everything Victor had just taken. Another text. I made a backup years ago. Insurance. Never thought I'd use it. I was a coward then. Maybe I still am. But Arthur deserves better. You both do. Sky's hands shook. They had it. All of it. The proof they needed. She called Arthur. He answered on the first ring. Sky. James sent me everything. The whole flash drive. It's all here. Silence. Then a sound that might have been a sob or a laugh. Maybe both. He what? He backed it up. Years ago. Victor doesn't know. We still have everything. Where are you? Home. Stay there. I'm coming. We have work to do. Arthur showed up 20 minutes later. He looked terrible. Burn marks on his chest from the taser. Moving slow. But his eyes were sharp. Focused. Sky showed him the files. They spread her laptop on the kitchen table. Started going through everything. Emails showing Victor manipulating board members. Financial records proving Arthur funded everything. Contracts signed before Victor joined the company. Medical records showing Arthur was never sick. Never incompetent. Just grieving. It was all there. Everything they needed to destroy Victor Stone. This is it, Arthur whispered. This is how we win. What do we do with it? Arthur's jaw tightened. We go public. Every news outlet. Every business journal. We burn Victor's world down. He'll fight back. Let him. Truth doesn't care about lawyers or PR teams. Arthur looked at Sky. But this puts you in the spotlight. Victor will come after you. Try to discredit you. Make your life hell. Are you sure you want this? Sky thought about her mom. Working doubles. Crying over bills. 30 days until eviction. She thought about Arthur. On that bench. Reaching. Invisible. She thought about Victor. In his mansion. His perfect smile. His stolen empire. I'm sure. They worked through the night. Compiled everything. Built a timeline. Made it impossible to deny. At 6 a.m., Sky's mom found them at the kitchen table. Surrounded by papers and empty coffee mugs. Sky. Her mom's voice was confused. Worried. Who is this? Arthur stood. Extended his hand. Arthur Langley. Your daughter saved my life. Her mom looked between them. What's going on? Sky took a breath. Mom. Sit down. I need to tell you everything. Sky's mom listened without interrupting. Her face went through shock. Anger. Fear. Disbelief. When Sky finished, the kitchen was silent except for the hum of the refrigerator. You broke into someone's house. Her mom's voice was flat. Controlled. The kind of calm that came before an explosion. Yes. You could have been killed. I know. And you didn't tell me. I couldn't. You would have stopped me. Her mom stood. Paced. Ran her hands through her hair. Because it was insane. Because you're 12. Because, her voice broke. Because I can't lose you too. Sky's throat tightened. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. Her mom looked at Arthur. And you. You let her do this. A child. Arthur's face was stone. I didn't let her do anything. She chose. I tried to stop her. Not hard enough. You're right. I put her in danger. I used her. I was desperate and selfish, Anne. Stop. Sky's mom held up her hand. Just stop talking. She looked at the laptop. At the file spread across the table. Is this real? All of it? Every word, Arthur said. And this Victor Stone. He stole your company. Yes. And now you want to take it back. Yes. Sky's mom was quiet for a long moment. Then she pulled out a chair. Sat down. Show me everything. They walked her through it. Every email. Every contract. Every lie Victor told. By the time they finished, the sun was up. Light streamed through the kitchen window. This destroys him, Sky's mom said. Completely. That's the idea, Arthur replied. When does it go public? Today. We're sending it to every major outlet at noon. Detroit Free Press. Wall Street Journal. New York Times. By tonight, everyone will know what Victor Stone really is. Sky's mom nodded slowly. He'll retaliate. People like that always do. I know. That's why I need to make sure Sky and you are protected. I've arranged. We don't need your money. Arthur stopped. I wasn't offering money. I was offering security. Guards. Until this blows over. Victor is dangerous. We'll manage. Mom, Sky started. No. We don't take handouts. We never have. We won't start now. Her mom's voice was firm. But. She paused. After this is done. After you get your company back, you find a way to make this right. For Sky. For what you put her through. Arthur met her eyes. I will. I promise. Don't promise. Do it. At 11:45 a.m., Sky sat at her laptop. The email was ready. 15 recipients. Major journalists. Business reporters. People who couldn't be bought. Subject line, the truth about Victor Stone and Kirkwood Enterprises. Body text was simple. Clean. Facts only. With the files attached. Arthur stood behind her. His hand on her shoulder. Once you hit send, there's no going back, he said. I know. Your life changes. Forever. Everyone will know your name. Your face. You'll be the girl who took down a billionaire. Good. Sky's finger hovered over the send button. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Don't send that email. Victor Stone's voice. Cold. Sharp. Sky's blood froze. How did you? I have people everywhere. Did you think James Crawford was the only one? Victor's voice carried that same smooth confidence. I know what you have. I know what you're planning. And I'm telling you. Don't. Or what? Or I destroy you. Your mother. Everyone you care about. I have lawyers who will tie you up in court for years. I have journalists who will print whatever I tell them. By the time I'm done, nobody will believe a word you say. The evidence speaks for itself. Evidence can be discredited. Witnesses can be bought. Stories can be spun. Victor paused. But I'm not interested in fighting. I'm interested in a deal. Arthur grabbed the phone. Put it on speaker. What kind of deal? Arthur. Still alive. How disappointing. Victor's voice dripped with false warmth. Here's my offer. You keep that evidence to yourself. Stay quiet. In return, I give you $10 million. Cash. Tax-free. Enough to disappear. Start fresh. Take care of your little friend and her mother. $10 million to stay silent, Arthur said. Correct. And you keep everything. The company. The reputation. The empire I built. I keep what's mine. What I earned. Victor's voice hardened. You're never getting Kirkwood back, Arthur. That ship sailed years ago. But you can walk away rich. Or you can fight me and walk away with nothing. Your choice. Sky looked at Arthur. His face was unreadable. I need time to think, Arthur said. You have 1 hour. After that, the offer expires. And I come at you with everything I have. Victor hung up. Sky stared at the phone. Then at Arthur. You're not seriously considering this. Arthur sat down heavily. $10 million. That's real money. Life-changing money. It's blood money. It's survival money. For you. Your mother. You could pay off every debt. Keep your home. Go to college. Have a future. I don't want his money. I want justice. Justice doesn't pay rent. Sky felt like she'd been slapped. Are you serious right now? After everything we did? Everything we risked? Arthur's eyes were hollow. Defeated. I'm tired, Sky. I've been fighting for so long. Maybe Victor's right. Maybe it's time to walk away. No. No way. You're not giving up. Not now. Why not? What's the point? Even if we expose him, he'll rebuild. Men like Victor always do. They have too many connections. Too much power. We'll win the battle and lose the war. Sky grabbed his arm. Listen to me. You told me your daughter wanted to change the world. That she had fire. That she refused to be realistic. Her voice shook. This is her fight too. If you take Victor's money, you're telling her that power wins. That good people lose. That standing up doesn't matter. Arthur's jaw trembled. Tears filled his eyes. She's gone, he whispered. But her legacy isn't. You are. And what you do right now defines that legacy. Sky pointed at the laptop. We send this email. We expose Victor. We show the world that truth matters. That's how you honor her. Arthur was silent. The clock on the wall ticked. 11:52 a.m. Finally, Arthur looked up. His eyes were clear. Determined. Send it, he said. Sky's finger hit the button. The email sent. 15 copies. Flying through cyberspace. Landing in inboxes across the country. They just exposed Victor Stone to the entire country. Can you believe this? Comment right now and tell me, do you think Victor will go down, or will he find a way to destroy them first? And subscribe because the final showdown is coming and you do not want to miss it. Done. No taking it back. Arthur's phone rang immediately. Victor again. Arthur answered. We sent it, Arthur said. Every word. Every file. It's out there now. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. Victor's voice was ice. You just made the biggest mistake of your life. No. The biggest mistake of my life was trusting you. Arthur hung up. He looked at Sky. Something had changed in his face. The brokenness was still there. But so was something else. Hope. Now we wait, Arthur said. They didn't have to wait long. The first call came at 12:14 p.m. Detroit Free Press. Business reporter. She wanted an interview. Immediately. By 12:30, 3 more outlets had called. Wall Street Journal. Bloomberg. Reuters. By 1 p.m., Sky's email was flooded. Her phone wouldn't stop ringing. At 1:45, the first article went live. Detroit Free Press. Front page of their website. Kirkwood Enterprises CEO accused of corporate theft. Arthur read it out loud. His voice shaking. The article laid out everything. Emails. Contracts. Financial records. It was damning. Complete. Irrefutable. At 2:30, Wall Street Journal published. Longer. More detailed. They'd verified the documents independently. Called sources. Built a timeline. How Victor Stone built an empire on lies. By 3 p.m., Kirkwood's stock was plummeting. Down 18% in an hour. At 4:15, the first news van showed up outside Sky's apartment. Then another. Then 5 more. Sky looked out the window. Reporters everywhere. Cameras. Lights. Her building was surrounded. We need to leave, her mom said. Now. Arthur made a call. Talked quickly. Hung up. I have a friend. He owes me. He's sending a car. Back entrance. 5 minutes. They grabbed essentials. Phones. Laptops. Clothes. Moved fast. The car was a black SUV. Tinted windows. Driver didn't speak. Just drove. They ended up at a hotel downtown. Nice. Expensive. Arthur paid cash. The room had a TV. Sky turned it on. Every channel was covering the story. Her name was everywhere. Her face. Photos from her social media. Her school. Local teen exposes billionaire's fraud. 12-year-old hero takes down corrupt CEO. Detroit girl risks everything for justice. It was surreal. Watching herself become news. At 6 p.m., Victor Stone held a press conference. Live from Kirkwood headquarters. He looked calm. Composed. Perfect. These allegations are completely false, Victor said into the cameras. Fabricated by a disgraced former employee who's been trying to sabotage this company for years. Arthur Langley is mentally unstable. Everyone who knew him will tell you that. This is a desperate attempt to extort money from me and this company. A reporter shouted a question. What about the emails? The financial records? Forged. Manufactured. We're conducting a full investigation and will prosecute everyone involved to the fullest extent of the law. Another reporter. What about the girl? Sky Johnson. Victor's face softened. Sympathetic. A child. Manipulated by Arthur Langley. Used as a pawn in his vendetta. I don't blame her. I blame him. And I promise you, we will hold him accountable. The screen cut back to the anchors. They were already debating. Was it real? Was it fake? Who was telling the truth? Sky felt sick. Victor was good. Too good. He was spinning this already. He's going to win, she said quietly. No. Arthur's voice was hard. We have something he doesn't. What? Witnesses. People who worked at Kirkwood. Who saw what he did. They're scared now. But they won't be forever. We just need one. One person to come forward and corroborate our evidence. At 7:30, someone knocked on the hotel room door. Arthur checked the peephole. Opened it. James Crawford walked in. He looked terrible. Pale. Sweating. Scared. I shouldn't be here, James said. But you are, Arthur replied. Victor called me. Threatened me. Said if I talk to anyone, he'll destroy me. My career. My family. Everything. So why are you here? James sat down. Buried his face in his hands. Because I'm tired of being a coward. Because you were right. All those years ago. Victor is poison. And I helped him. I watched him destroy you and I did nothing. You sent us the backup files. Anonymously. Safely. This is different. If I testify, if I go on record, there's no hiding. I know, Arthur said. I'm not asking you to do it. Yes, you are. You didn't say it, but you are. James looked up. His eyes were red. I have 3 kids. A mortgage. A life. If Victor comes after me. He will, Arthur said flatly. He'll come after everyone. That's who he is. The question is, can you live with yourself if you don't speak up? James was quiet for a long time. The TV played in the background. More coverage. More speculation. Finally, James stood. I'll do it. I'll testify. I'll give you everything I know. But you have to promise me something. What? When this is over. When you get Kirkwood back. You protect my family. You make sure Victor can't touch them. Arthur extended his hand. You have my word. They shook. At 9 p.m., James Crawford called Bloomberg. Said he had information about Victor Stone. Agreed to an on-camera interview. The interview aired at 11 p.m. James told everything. Victor's manipulation. The forged medical reports. The way he systematically pushed Arthur out. How James himself had helped, and how he'd regretted it ever since. Victor Stone is a fraud, James said directly into the camera. Everything he claims to have built, Arthur Langley built. Victor just stole it. And I helped him. And I'm sorry. The interview ended. The anchor looked shocked. We reached out to Victor Stone for comment, but he has not responded. Sky's phone exploded. Texts. Calls. Emails. Everyone wanted her story. Her side. At midnight, her mom spoke for the first time in hours. What happens now? Arthur stared at the TV. At the scrolling news ticker. Now the board has to act. The evidence is public. A key witness has come forward. If they don't remove Victor, they're complicit. When will they decide? Emergency board meeting. Tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. Arthur looked exhausted. Drained. By noon, we'll know if this worked. That night, Sky couldn't sleep. She lay in the hotel bed staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow everything changed. One way or another. At 3 a.m., her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You think you won. You didn't. I always have a backup plan. Versus. Sky's blood ran cold. Victor. He was still fighting. Still threatening. She showed Arthur. He read it. His jaw tightened. He's desperate, Arthur said. Desperate people make mistakes. Or they do something crazy. Arthur didn't argue. Because they both knew it was true. At 8:30 a.m., they turned on the TV. News crews were outside Kirkwood headquarters. The board was arriving. One by one. Black cars. Expensive suits. Grim faces. At 9 a.m. The meeting started. Closed doors. No cameras. No press. Sky, Arthur, and her mom sat in the hotel room. Watching. Waiting. The minutes crawled. 9:15, 9:30. 9:45. At 10:12 a.m., the doors opened. Board members filed out. Refusing to comment. Getting into cars. Driving away. Then Victor appeared. No smile. No confidence. His tie was loose. His face was red. Reporters swarmed him. Shouting questions. Mr. Stone, what happened? Are the allegations true? Are you stepping down? Victor pushed through them. Got into his car. Drove away. Nobody knew what happened. The board said nothing. Victor said nothing. At 11:03 a.m., Kirkwood Enterprises released a statement. After careful review of recent allegations and evidence presented, the board of directors has voted to remove Victor Stone as CEO, effective immediately. Arthur Langley has been invited to resume his position as chairman and CEO pending further investigation. We apologize for any harm caused and remain committed to transparency and accountability. Sky read it 3 times. Then looked at Arthur. He was crying. Silent tears streaming down his face. You won, Sky whispered. Arthur shook his head. We won. The news broke everywhere within minutes. Every channel. Every website. Social media exploded. Victor Stone ousted from Kirkwood Enterprises. Arthur Langley returns as CEO after exposing fraud. Teen Heroes evidence brings down corrupt billionaire. Sky's phone was useless. Too many notifications. Too many calls. She turned it off. Arthur sat on the edge of the hotel bed, staring at nothing. He'd won. Everything he'd lost was coming back. But he looked empty. Hollow. "What's wrong?" Sky asked. Arthur was quiet for a long moment. "I thought this would feel different. Like closure. Like justice." He shook his head. "It just feels sad. You got your company back. I got a company. I don't know if it's mine anymore. 10 years is a long time. People change. Systems change. I'm walking back into a world that moved on without me." Sky's mom put a hand on his shoulder. "So you change it back. Make it what it should be." Arthur looked at her. "It's not that simple. Nothing ever is. But that's why you fight anyway." At noon, Arthur's lawyer called. The board wanted to meet. Today. 3 p.m. To discuss terms. Transition plans. Arthur's return. "Do you want us to come?" Sky asked. Arthur shook his head. "This part won't do alone. But after." He paused. "We need to talk. About what comes next. For you." "What do you mean?" "I made your mother a promise. I'm keeping it." At 2:45 p.m., a car picked up Arthur. Nice suit. Borrowed from the lawyer. He looked like the man from the photos again. Strong. Confident. But Sky could see the cracks underneath. "Good luck," she said. Arthur smiled. "Tired but real. Thank you. For everything." He left. Sky and her mom sat in the hotel room. Waiting. The TV played but neither of them watched. "You did something incredible," her mom said quietly. "Stupid. Reckless. But incredible. Are you still mad?" "Furious. And proud. Both at the same time." Her mom looked at her. "You could have died, Sky. Multiple times. When I think about what could have happened. But it didn't. This time. But you can't do things like this. You can't throw yourself into danger and expect me to be okay with it." "I know." Sky's voice was small. "I'm sorry." Her mom pulled her close. "You're my whole world. You know that, right? If something happened to you, I wouldn't survive it." Sky held on tight. "Nothing happened. I'm okay." They sat like that for a while. The TV droned on. Updates every few minutes. Analysts debating. Stock prices fluctuating. At 6:30 p.m., Arthur came back. His face was unreadable. "How'd it go?" Sky asked. Arthur sat down. "I'm officially the CEO again. Starting Monday. The board is cooperating. Full access to records. Full authority to restructure. That's good. Victor is being investigated. Federal charges possible. Fraud. Embezzlement. Wire fraud. He could go to prison." "Good," Sky's mom said firmly. Arthur nodded. "He'll fight. He has resources. But the evidence is overwhelming. James's testimony sealed it. Where is Victor now?" "House arrest. Bail set at $50 million. He paid it. But he can't leave Michigan. Can't access company assets. He's trapped." Sky felt relief wash over her. It was really over. Victor was done. Arthur looked at Sky. "I need to talk to you. Both of you. About the future. Sky's stomach tightened. Okay. When I resume control of Kirkwood, my first priority is cleaning house. Everyone Victor brought in goes. I bring back the people who believed in the company's original mission. People with integrity. That sounds right. Second priority is making amends. Victor hurt a lot of people. Employees. Investors. Communities. I need to fix that. It'll take years, but I'm committed. Okay. Arthur took a breath. Third priority. You. Sky blinked. Me? You risked everything. Your safety. Your future. For someone you barely knew. That kind of character is rare. Invaluable. Arthur leaned forward. I want to set up a trust fund. For your education. College. Whatever you want to study. Fully funded. No strings. Sky's mom started to protest. We can't. Yes, you can. This isn't charity. It's payment. Sky worked for this. She earned it. Arthur's voice was firm. The trust is already established. Irrevocable. The money is hers. Period. How much? Sky's mom asked quietly. $5 million. The room went silent. Sky couldn't breathe. 5 million. That wasn't real. That was movie money. Fantasy money. That's too much, her mom whispered. It's not enough. But it's a start. Arthur looked at Sky. You saved my life. My legacy. My daughter's memory. 5 million doesn't come close to repaying that. Sky's eyes filled with tears. I didn't do it for money. I know. That's why you're getting it. Arthur's voice softened. Take it. Use it. Build the life you deserve. Go to college. Change the world. Make your mother proud. Sky looked at her mom. Her mom was crying. Silent tears. Overwhelmed. What about rent? Sky asked. The eviction notice? Arthur pulled out an envelope. Handed it to her mom. Paid. 3 years in advance. Plus a housing allowance for maintenance and utilities. You'll never have to worry about losing your home again. Sky's mom opened the envelope. Stared at the paperwork inside. Her hands shook. Why are you doing this? She asked. Because I can. Because I should. Because your daughter gave me a reason to keep fighting. Arthur stood. I spent 10 years broken. Lost. Forgotten. Sky reminded me that one person can make a difference. That kindness matters. That standing up for what's right is worth the cost. He moved toward the door. Stopped. Looked back. I'm also offering you a job, Arthur said to Sky's mom. If you want it. Head of Community Outreach for Kirkwood Enterprises. We're launching initiatives in underserved neighborhoods. Education programs. Small business grants. Housing assistance. You know what struggling families need. I want you leading that effort. Sky's mom stared at him. I'm a diner waitress. You're a mother who worked 3 jobs to keep her daughter safe. You're a survivor who never gave up. That's the exact experience I need. What's the salary? $120,000. Plus benefits. Plus stock options. Sky's mom sat down hard. I don't know what to say. Say you'll think about it. No pressure. The offer stands regardless. Arthur opened the door. I have meetings all weekend. Damage control. Restructuring. But Monday morning, I'll be at Kirkwood headquarters. If you want to talk, come find me. He left. Sky and her mom sat in stunned silence. The hotel room felt too small. Too quiet. Too surreal. Did that just happen? Sky whispered. Her mom laughed. Hysterical. Relieved. I think so. I think our lives just completely changed. $5 million. And a job. A real job. They looked at each other. Then they both started crying. Laughing. Holding each other. Everything was different now. Everything was possible. But in the back of Sky's mind, a thought nagged at her. Victor was out on bail. Angry. Desperate. Dangerous. This wasn't over. Not completely. At 11 p.m., Sky's phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. But something made her pick up. Hello? Enjoy your victory while it lasts. Victor's voice. Cold. Calculated. You think you destroyed me. You didn't. You just made me angrier. The board fired you. You're done. I'm never done. I have resources you can't imagine. Connections. Power. And I'm patient. He paused. You made an enemy today, little girl. And I never forget my enemies. The line went dead. Sky's hands shook. She told her mom. Her mom immediately called Arthur. Then the police. By midnight, security guards were posted outside their hotel room. Police took a statement. Filed a report. Called it witness intimidation. But Sky knew the truth. Victor wasn't intimidating her. He was warning her. This war wasn't over. It was just beginning. Hold up, Victor just threatened Sky again even after losing everything. This man is dangerous. Comment and tell me, what would you do if a billionaire came after you like this? And if this story kept you on the edge of your seat, subscribe so you never miss stories like this. Monday morning. Arthur stood in front of Kirkwood Enterprises headquarters. The building he'd designed. The company he'd built. His name was back on the door. Sky and her mom came with him. Security. Moral support. Witnesses to history. Inside, employees stared. Whispered. Some looked hopeful. Others looked scared. Victor's people knew their time was ending. Arthur's first meeting was with HR. He had a list. 23 names. All Victor's loyalists. All complicit in the fraud. Terminate them, Arthur said. Effective immediately. Full severance. Legal can't touch us for it. We have cause. By noon, 23 people were escorted out of the building. Some went quietly. Others threatened lawsuits. Arthur didn't care. His second meeting was with the legal team. Filing charges against Victor. Civil and criminal. The evidence was solid, but Victor had lawyers. Good ones. This would be a war of attrition. How long until trial? Arthur asked. 18 months. Maybe longer. He'll delay everything he can. Let him. We're not going anywhere. At 2 p.m. Arthur held a company-wide meeting. Every employee. Virtual and in person. 500 people watching. He stood at the podium. No notes. No script. 10 years ago, I built this company on a simple principle. Do good work. Treat people fairly. Build things that last. His voice was steady. Strong. Victor Stone corrupted that vision. He turned Kirkwood into something I don't recognize. Something I'm ashamed of. Silence. Everyone watching. That ends today. We're going back to basics. We're rebuilding this company the right way. If you were part of Victor's system, if you profited from his corruption, you have two choices. Leave now with severance. Or stay and face investigation. Arthur paused. But if you're here because you believe in what we used to be, if you want to build something meaningful, then welcome back. We have work to do. The meeting ended. Within an hour, 15 more people resigned. Good. Arthur wanted them gone. By Wednesday, the restructuring was in full swing. New hires. New policies. New mission statement. Kirkwood Enterprises wasn't just about profit anymore. It was about impact. Community investment. Ethical practices. Building things that mattered. Arthur created a new division. Community development. And offered Sky's mom the position to lead it. She accepted. Her first day was overwhelming. Office. Assistant. Budget of $10 million to distribute however she saw fit. I don't know what I'm doing, she told Arthur. Neither did I when I started. You'll figure it out. And you'll do it better than I ever did. By Friday, the foundation was official. The Langley Foundation, named after Arthur's daughter. Focused on education and opportunity for underprivileged youth, Sky was invited to the launch event. Press everywhere. Cameras. Microphones. Questions shouted from every direction. Sky, how does it feel to be a hero? What's next for you? Are you staying involved with Kirkwood? Arthur stepped in. Deflected. Protected her. Sky is a private citizen. A student. She deserves privacy and respect. We're grateful for her courage, but she's not a public figure. Please honor that. Most reporters backed off. Some didn't. Sky's face was still everywhere. Articles. Interviews. Social media. She became a symbol. Proof that one person could fight corruption and win. Schools invited her to speak. Organizations wanted to honor her. It was too much. I just want things to go back to normal, Sky told Maya one afternoon. Normal's gone. You broke into a billionaire's house and took him down. That's not normal. That's legendary. I don't want to be legendary. I want to be 12. Maya laughed. Too late. But Maya was right. Everything had changed. Sky couldn't walk down the street without someone recognizing her. Couldn't go to school without teachers and students treating her differently. Some worshipped her. Some resented her. Nobody saw her as just Sky anymore. By the end of October, Sky made a decision. She approached Arthur in his office. I want to take a year off. Before college. Just disappear for a while. Arthur understood immediately. Where? I don't know. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere nobody knows my name. Arthur thought for a moment. I have a property. Montana. Middle of Franz-Manstadt. Nowhere. Cabin. Small. No internet. No TV. Just mountains and silence. Can I use it? It's yours. For as long as you need. Sky's mom wasn't thrilled, but she understood. 1 year. Then you come back and go to college. Deal. In early November, Sky left Detroit. Drove west with Maya. 12 hours to Montana. To a cabin surrounded by trees and snow and nothing else. It was perfect. For 3 months, Sky did nothing. Read books. Hiked. Thought. Healed. No news. No updates. No Victor Stone. No Kirkwood Enterprises. Just silence. In February, her mom visited. Brought news. Victor's trial date was set. June. Federal court. The charges were serious. If convicted, he'd face 20 years. How's Arthur? Skye asked. Thriving. The company's doing better than ever. Stock's up. Morale's up. He's actually happy. Her mom smiled. He asks about you constantly. Wants to know if you're okay. Tell him I am. Tell him yourself. He's coming next month. Says he needs to see the mountains. Clear his head before trial. Arthur arrived in March. He looked different. Healthier. The weight of the world had lifted. They sat on the cabin's porch. Watched the sunset. Didn't talk for a long time. Finally, Arthur spoke. Thank you. For giving me my life back. You gave me mine first. We saved each other. Skye nodded. That was the truth. Two people. One broken, one desperate. Both invisible. Both fighting. What happens after the trial? Skye asked. I don't know. Run the company. Build the foundation. Try to be the man my daughter would have been proud of. Arthur looked at her. What about you? College. Maybe law. Maybe business. I haven't decided. Skye smiled. But I know I want to help people. Like you helped me. You helped yourself. I just gave you an opportunity. That's all anyone needs. One opportunity. One person who believes in them. They watched the sun disappear behind the mountains. The sky turned purple. Then dark. Stars appeared. Millions of them. Out here, you can see everything, Arthur said quietly. In the city, you forget how big the world is. How small we are. We're not that small. We changed things. Arthur smiled. Yes. We did. In April, Skye returned to Detroit. Ready to face whatever came next. College applications. Interviews. The future. Her trust fund was waiting. $5 million. She'd barely touched it. Didn't need to. Her mom's salary covered everything. The money sat there. Growing. Waiting for purpose. Skye decided to create her own foundation. Smaller than Arthur's. Focused. For kids like her. Kids who were invisible. Who needed someone to see them. She called it Second Chances. The first recipient was a 14-year-old girl in Detroit. Living in a shelter. Brilliant. Broken. Invisible. Skye met her. Sat with her. Listened to her story. I'm going to help you, Skye said. Not because you're special. But because you deserve it. Because someone helped me once. And now, it's my turn. The girl stared at her. Eyes full of disbelief and desperate hope. Why? She asked. Skye smiled. Because you reached out. And I stopped. June arrived fast. Victor Stone's trial started on a Monday. Federal courthouse downtown. Media circus outside. Cameras everywhere. Skye sat in the gallery. Front row. Arthur beside her. Her mom on the other side. Maya came too. Moral support. Victor walked in wearing an expensive suit. His lawyers flanked him like armor. He looked calm. Confident. Like he still thought he could win. His eyes found Skye across the courtroom. He didn't smile. Didn't frown. Just stared. Cold. Empty. Skye stared back. She wasn't scared anymore. The trial lasted 3 weeks. Prosecutors presented everything. Emails. Financial records. Witness testimony. James Crawford spent 2 days on the stand. Told everything. Every meeting. Every lie. Every manipulation. Victor's lawyers tried to discredit him. Called him a disgruntled employee. A man. With an agenda. But the evidence was too strong. Too complete. Too undeniable. On the final day, closing arguments finished at 4 p.m., the jury deliberated for 6 hours. At 10:12 p.m., They returned. Has the jury reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. On the charge of wire fraud, how do you find? Guilty. On the charge of embezzlement? Guilty. On the charge of conspiracy to commit fraud? Guilty. 12 counts. Guilty on all 12. Victor's face didn't change. But his hands clenched. White knuckles. Barely controlled rage. The judge set sentencing for August. Maximum 25 years. Minimum 15. Victor was remanded immediately. No bail. Led out in handcuffs. His empire gone. His freedom gone. Everything. He passed Sky on his way out. Stopped. Looked at her. You destroyed me, he said quietly. No. You destroyed yourself. I just made sure everyone knew. Victor was led away. Sky watched him disappear through the door. Gone. Arthur exhaled. Long and slow. Like he'd been holding his breath for 10 years. It's over, he said. It's over, Sky agreed. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Questions flying. Arthur made a brief statement. Justice was served today. Not just for me. But for everyone Victor Stone hurt. Every employee he manipulated. Every investor he deceived. Every person whose trust he betrayed. Arthur paused. This case proves that truth matters. That one person with courage can change everything. Sky Johnson showed us that. And I'll spend the rest of my life trying to live up to her example. The cameras turned to Sky. She shook her head. I'm not a hero. I'm just someone who saw a person who needed help. Anyone could have done it. Most people just don't stop. A reporter shouted. What's next for you? College. In the fall. Harvard. Pre-law. Sky smiled. I'm going to be a lawyer. Fight for people who can't fight for themselves. And the foundation? Second chances will keep growing. We've already helped 15 kids. By next year, we'll help 100, then 1,000. However many we can reach. Another reporter, do you regret what you did? The risk you took? Sky thought about that. About the fear. The danger. The night she climbed that tree. The moment Victor grabbed her. Arthur taking the taser. No. I'd do it again. Every single part. They left the courthouse. Found a quiet restaurant. Celebrated. Not Victor's conviction. But survival. Growth. The future. Arthur raised his glass. To Sky. Who saved my life? Who reminded me why any of this matters? Her mom raised hers. To second chances. For all of us. Maya raised hers. To my best friend. Who's completely insane. But also kind of amazing. Sky raised hers last. To people who stop. Who see. Who care. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. They drank. August came. Victor's sentencing. 20 years. Federal prison. No parole possibility for 15. He'd be 70 before he tasted freedom again. If he lived that long. Arthur attended. Sky didn't. She'd moved on. Started preparing for Harvard. Buying textbooks. Planning classes. Thinking about her future. But Arthur called after. Told her everything. He made a statement. Before sentencing. Said he was sorry. That he'd been consumed by greed and ambition. That he'd lost his way. Do you believe him? Sky asked. No. I think he's sorry he got caught. Not sorry for what he did. Arthur was quiet. But maybe prison will change him. Give him time to reflect. To become someone different. Do people really change? Some do. You changed me. I didn't change you. I just reminded you who you already were. Arthur laughed. Warm. Real. Maybe that's the same thing. September arrived. Sky left for Harvard. Her mom drove her. 8-hour drive. They didn't talk much. Just sat together. Comfortable. Safe. On campus, students recognized her. Some whispered. Some asked for selfies. Sky politely declined most of them. She wasn't there to be famous. She was there to learn. To grow. To become someone who could make a real difference. Her roommate was from California. Brilliant. Driven. She knew who Sky was but didn't care. Everyone here did something impressive, her roommate said. You took down a billionaire. Someone else cured a disease. Someone else wrote a symphony. We're all just people trying to figure out what comes next. Sky liked her immediately. Classes started. Criminal law. Constitutional law. Ethics. Everything Sky needed to become the lawyer she wanted to be. At night, she studied. Read cases. Wrote papers. Pushed herself. But once a week, she called Arthur. Checked in. Heard about Kirkwood. The foundation. The lives they were changing. We funded 50 scholarships this year, Arthur told her in October. Full rides. Kids who never thought college was possible. Your model inspired it. That's incredible. You're incredible. I hope you know that. Sky smiled. I'm learning. December came. Winter break. Sky went home. Detroit looked different. Cleaner, brighter. The city was changing. Growing. Her mom's work was part of that. Community centers. After-school programs. Small business grants. Real investment in real people. You're changing the city, Sky told her. We're all changing it. Together. That's how it works. Christmas Eve, Arthur invited them to dinner. His house. Not the mansion. He'd sold that. Bought something smaller. More human. They ate. Talked. Laughed. It felt like family. After dinner, Arthur pulled out an old photo album, his daughter, Angela. Smiling. Young. Full of life. She would have loved you, Arthur said to Sky. You remind me of her. That same fire. That same refusal to accept injustice. I wish I could have met her. In a way, you did. Everything I do now. It's for her. To honor who she was. Who she wanted me to be. Arthur's eyes filled. You gave me that. The strength to be that person. Sky took his hand. You already were that person. You just forgot for a while. New Year's came. Sky stood on her apartment building's roof. Watching fireworks. Thinking about the past year. Everything that happened. Everything that changed. 1 year ago, she was nobody. Invisible, struggling. Scared. Now she was someone with purpose. With resources. With power to help others. But the most important thing hadn't changed. She still stopped. Still saw. Still cared. That's what mattered. Not the money, not the fame. Not the victory. The choice to see someone who needed help. And help them. Her phone buzzed. Text from Arthur. Happy New Year. Thank you for everything. You changed my life. I hope I helped change yours. Sky texted back. You did. More than you know. Here's to new beginnings. She looked out at Detroit. Her city, broken in places. Beautiful in others. Full of people. Stories. Struggles. Hope. Somewhere out there was another person on a bench. Reaching out. Hoping. Someone would stop. Sky made herself a promise. She'd keep stopping. Keep seeing. Keep helping. One person at a time. One choice at a time. One moment at a time. Because that's how you change the world. Not with grand gestures or perfect plans. But with simple human kindness. With the courage to act when others walk away. With the belief that everyone deserves to be seen. Sky smiled. Pulled out her phone. Made a note, second chances. Year 2 goals, 100 kids. 10 cities. Infinite possibilities. She looked up at the stars. Thought about Arthur. Her mom. Maya. Everyone who'd been part of this journey. Then she thought about the next kid who needed help. The next person reaching out. The next chance to make a difference. She was ready. This wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. And Sky Johnson was just getting started.